So this is the first thing that I want to show you today. We've been working on it all year, and we're calling it Timeline. Timeline is the story of your life, and it has three pieces: all your stories, all your apps, and a new way to express who you are. All your stories, all your apps, and a new way to express who you are. So let's take a look at Timeline. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that it's just a lot more visual. Down at the bottom here, you have all your stories. Right, here's a nice visual. This is a photo of a bunch of engineers at Facebook working on some of the products that we're going to roll out today. This bottom section, all your stories, it's just like the wall. It's just laid out. It's much more nicely designed. Over on the right there, you'll see years, and you can just use that to quickly get to any point in your life, and you can just see all your content. In the middle here are these visual tiles, so you can get to all of your apps and all of the stuff that you've done in any of your apps. And of course, on top is the cover photo, so you can express who you are. All your stories, all your apps, a new way to express who you are. It's all here. So now, let's take a look at a full timeline. And here we go. You just scroll past, rolls up all the stuff from your life, great photos, a map of the places that I've been, some food that I cooked, a Mark Zuckerberg doll, some friends that I made, all the places that I've been to, and it just keeps going, and there are all the years of my life right here, all the way to the bottom. And here's what it looks like on a mobile device. And there you go. We'll just breeze through that. Same cute baby photo. So that's Timeline. Now I want to show you how it works. The biggest challenge that we had designing Timeline was figuring out a way to help you tell all the important stories from your life on a single page. You don't just want to show only your recent stuff, because that would just be the wall. But you also don't want to show every single little thing that you've ever done, because a lot of that stuff isn't really critical in defining who you are, especially as you go back in time. So what Timeline does is it starts off showing all the stuff you've done recently, and as you go further back in time, it starts summarizing and surfacing only the important things from your life. And the further back you go, the more it'll summarize for you. So this month, for example, Timeline might show everything that I've done. And last month a little less, and then for the rest of the year before that a little less, and last year even less, and so on. This is the magic behind how Timeline works, and it's how you can tell the whole story of your life on a single page. So now, to take a look, you can scroll down to my recent section, and you'll just see all of my stories right here. Here's a nice photo of me and Chris from Chris's wedding. And there's a nice post right at the top for us celebrating our first day with 500 million people. So the stories are much nicer. It's just like the wall that you had before. Everything that you've shared recently is right here. Now, if you want to go back in time, you can just go ahead to the right and click on a year in the time slider. I'm going to click on 2007, and it'll just scroll you down quickly to 2007. And what you'll see here is that this isn't all of the stuff that I did in 2007. It's just the most important stuff. So here's some photos from the first F8 when we rolled out Platform. It was a really exciting time. And you can see this timeline running down the middle here. And on it, there are two kinds of dots. There's these blue dots that are lit up that are showing important content that's highlighted. And there are these gray dots because they're showing things that are less important, maybe comments or little things that I did during that time period that are hidden. But it's all there, and you can get to it all if you want it. It's your whole life. So if you want to see one of these things that's hidden, you just go ahead and you hover over it, and it shows up. In this case, you can see Timeline has decided to hide a picture of an empty podium. Not a bad choice. But it's all right here. If I want to go to to see everything in 2007, I can just click on that link, and it's all there, and it'll show up. It's so simple. This is exactly how you want to browse through time. It's a great way to discover all the stuff that people have done their whole life. So, since this is my whole life, I have to be able to add stuff, right? So how do I do that? Say I want to add this photo from my childhood. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the timeline on the middle, and it's going to pop up a composer. I'm going to click that I want to add the photo, and post, and there we are. I still have that tie. It's really cool. It's really fun and easy to fill out your timeline and with all the stories from your past. Now, sometimes you want to add a piece of content, but other times you want to add an important event from your life. So in order to make this easy, we've created a completely new type of content for these special life events. And the way you add these is the same. You just click on the timeline, you go to the major life event that you want to add. In this case, I'm going to add that I got a dog, which I did earlier this year. Fill out Beast's info, add a photo, and there we are. Beast, joining our family. He's cute. So this is the main timeline. It's got all my stuff here. But what do you do if you want to see timeline filtered down to just one type of content? Well, you can click on these nice visual tiles at the top, and you can go to these filters that we've designed that what we call timeline views that take you to a view of timeline that just shows one type of content. So here's the photos timeline view. And you can see, here's some people working at Facebook, a friend graduating, game day at Facebook, some people visiting, everything there. It's much nicer than anything we have today. And I also want to show you this map timeline view. You can see everywhere that you've been on a map. It's really neat. You can see I spent a lot of time in California. There are a bunch of trips to New York to visit my family, Thanksgiving with the family in Florida, trips to Europe to come visit a bunch of our offices out there. It's all right there. And you can use the timeline slider on the right to see where you were in a period. This is earlier this year. And you can go all the way back to where you were born. It's pretty cool. I'll show you more timeline views in a bit. That's just two of them. So that's the overview of how you see all of your stories on timeline.